I just pulled over here to do my Saddlemen seat review, my Saddlemen step-up seat review, and my God, the flies here are ridiculous, and it's windy, so I'm not sure how much wind we're going to get on the microphone. We'll give it a try and see how it goes, and if it's no good, then I'll re-record it at home. So, full disclosure, Saddlemen sent me this seat for the purpose of the review. I didn't pay any money for it. They sent it to me for free. They're not paying me to make this review. They're not telling me I should say anything, or they're not expecting a positive review. And this is what I really like about Saddlemen, is they value honesty. When I did my review on the Saddlemen Renegade Solo seat, they appreciated that I was just honest. I said what I liked and what I didn't like, and I think they value that, because that's really good feedback for them for producing future seats. So I'm going to be the same with this seat. I'm just going to tell you what I like, what I don't like, what I think works, what doesn't work, and who I think this seat is for. Now, I've just spent over 1,000 miles on this seat, or 1,600 kilometres, and you really should give a seat 1,000 miles to sort of settle in and do what it needs to do to form to where it needs to go, and for the foam to pack down to where it's going to be. Now, this seat really is a bit of an enigma for me, because it feels small, it's hard, it's not comfortable. I wouldn't say it was a comfortable seat, but I can literally ride for hours on this seat. I went for a 3-hour ride the other day, and by the time I got home I could easily have kept riding, and that's where it sort of does my head in a little bit. When I first sit on the seat, I'm not expecting it to be comfortable for any length of time, but it just works. I don't know, it's hard to explain. If you asked me to recommend a comfortable seat to you, this is not the first seat I would recommend. But if you want a seat that's going to allow you to get the most out of your motorcycle, your cruiser especially, then I highly recommend this seat. Because after riding with this seat, I didn't realise how much I was holding back on the throttle with the other seats I have. This seat allows me to twist the throttle harder than I could on the previous 2 seats I own. The step up really does do a good job of holding you into the seat, and it feels firm to touch, but the more you accelerate, it sort of soaks up your inertia of your body and your body weight as you push into the seat. So where it initially feels hard and potentially uncomfortable, it actually it does a really good job. The foam that they've got in these seats is really well thought out, and I think perfect for this seat. And you've also got the gel in the centre of the seat, which is designed to absorb impacts of sharp bumps and things like that, and that does a great job. It really does. It really helps to soak up those hard bumps. Now, the build quality of the seat is excellent. I have no qualms with the quality of the material, the stitching, all that sort of stuff. It's beautifully built, just like my Saddlemen Renegade Solo. The passenger section I don't use, because as you can see, I just sit my sissy bar bag on there, and that works fantastic for that. So that's been really good. I used to have a little rack on there, but I don't need that anymore. Now I have the stock Solo seat that comes with the Indian Chief, and I replaced that with the Saddlemen Renegade Solo seat, which was a big improvement. And now the real question is this better than the Renegade Solo seat? Comfort, like I said, it feels like a small seat, but it's also a seat that's fantastic for riding this bike in a sporting manner. It really allows me to accelerate hard, to hit the bends hard, to hang off the seat if I need to move around. It's fantastic. And that's where I think it's a bit of an enigma, because it's a sport seat. It's a seat designed for riding your cruiser in a sporting manner. But at the same time, I can sit on this thing for hours. And I'm not sitting there in, absolute comfort, but it's comfortable enough for me to ride for hours in the saddle. And after 3 hours, I feel I could still do another 3 hours. Now, ergonomically, it does sort of scooch me forward a little bit, my butt, compared to the Renegade Solo seat. And for that reason, I bought some forward controls, because I was wondering if it was the fact that I had mid controls that was making me feel a little cramped or a little bit uncomfortable. And so I bought forward controls, and I'll do a separate video on the forward controls versus mids, thinking that that may have been, you know, an issue. And when I put my foot up onto the forward controls, just sitting here in this position, you know, it feels quite comfortable. And after running the forwards and the mids, no, it doesn't seem to make much difference to the comfort of the seat either way. The forwards and mids are different comfort-wise, but it has nothing related to the seat. It's just the where my feet and my legs are with that with those pegs. I will say though that I am more comfortable with this seat with the mid pegs, only because with the mid pegs I like to ride this bike without a screen, and when I'm, you know, banging down the highway at highway speeds, I lean into the wind, if you like. And with the mid controls, I'm just sort of in a nice position to do that. With the forward controls, I feel like I'm sort of more of a clamshell position. I'm sort of more, I don't know, not as comfortable. Now, if you've got shorter legs, you're going to have a complete different experience to me, because your legs aren't going to be, your knees aren't going to be as high as mine, and you're sort of going to be coming down at more of an angle. So, you know, this is all particularly relative to me. It's probably not going to affect you the same way it affects me, but for my body proportions, this is what I'm finding. But I will go more in depth with my mids versus forwards video. Now, the big question: Step Up, Renegade, or the factory seat? Well, the Saddlemen Renegade solo seat, you know, beats the factory solo seat hands down. But the real question is this versus the Renegade Solo. Which seat am I going to keep on the bike? And I think I'm going to leave this seat on, you know. It allows me to get a lot more out of this motorcycle in terms of acceleration and handling. It's comfortable enough for longer rides, no problems. And yeah, I think it's a very good seat. Another thing I like about Saddlemen is the people behind this company seem to be really nice people. My interactions with the guys from Saddlemen have been really, really pleasant and a really nice experience. And they just generally seem like really good people. Appearance-wise, I really like the look of the seat on the bike. I wasn't sure at first, because I really like the look of the solo seat. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good on the bike. I don't mind it at all. So I suppose there's not really much more I can say. I like the seat. I plan to keep this seat on the bike. I still like the Renegade Solo, but I reckon this is the seat I do most of my riding on. Now, Saddlemen do road sofas and things for the Harleys. It'd be nice if they did one for Indian down a track. I think that'd be cool. I'd like to try that if they do it. But for me, for now, yeah, this seat's doing the job. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Very pleased with what this seat allows me to do in this motorcycle. I'll be keeping it on the bike and, yeah, putting a lot more miles on it. Thanks for sending it out to me, Saddlemen. I really appreciate the support you guys give my channel. That means a lot to me, so thank you very much. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.